I get up and I rush, cause I got to get to the bookies on time. I've got it all on the 325. It's alright. I get in and have a burn, cause I got to get on time. I've got a lie, but it's in disguise. It's alright. She's alive. And good things come to those who steal. Oh, my father who art in hell. Can you see the signs that I'm crying all the time? Like the puddles in my hands on my arms that are empty all the time. She's alive. The Yost comes in at 10 to 1. I blink and nod in the Ascot sun. So I bunker ride to a seaside town where the colours are great, but I only see the brown. And good things come to those who steal. Oh, my father who art in hell. Can you see the signs that I'm crying all the time? Like the puddles in my hands on my arms that are empty all the time. She's alive.
A little bit of 90s pop music for you, a bit of Dangerfield and Mumford in our heyday.
She's
alive. All right there. Yeah, now, this isn't good. It's not bad. It's indifferent. I'm trying to get my sleeping pattern back in. One of the things I learned from a digital detox was life's better when you get up nice and early. Now, I don't mean 7 a.m. That's what you get. I'm being absolutely massacred by mosquitoes today. But the old white tiger balm sorts out everything and anything. But almost impossible to use without getting it everywhere. Now, you know, you get up at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. It's wonderful. I mean, obviously out here it's sunny, blue skies, and you've got a nice long day before it starts getting dark. But that also involves going to bed a bit earlier. And I've managed it for a while. I've managed it for like the last couple of weeks, getting up around 10, 11. But I was up late working last night. I done the stream, obviously, and then I uploaded that video, and that took ages for reasons I don't know. The Guardian one, did you watch it? What are they talking about? I mean, it's mind-blowing to me that the people that read The Guardian actually have that arrogance to think that they're culturally aware, you know, that they're, oh no, I read The Guardian, and you know, we can talk about what The Guardian, their political angle is, because they're activists, they're not journalists. Well, they might be journalists, but they use their journalism for activism. But for me, it's their art and literature criticism that is that's the one that just makes me shocked. I'm shocked. And so the people that read this stuff, you know, I'm sorry, I've got to there's a little mark on the screen, and it's, when I stand here, it's right on the end of my nose. Got rid of that. But a nice one, Westo. There was some really lovely replies. So that's very kind of you. Hello, Yandy man. Nice to see you. Excuse me. You know, they read that sort of stuff uncritically. And, you know, you shouldn't read anything uncritically. Even if I read an author that I like. Well, actually, especially if I read an author that I like. I don't want my bias from his previous books, because it's wrong to like an author. That's a failure, because he's just a bloke. You need to judge the book, because his last book might have been great. The one before that might have been great. But just because you like the author, this one might be a crock of shit. So you have to be critical. You have to remain critical and sort of judge it on its own merits, not like, oh, I love David Foster Wallace, and so this is just great. No, what is it? What am I actually reading? And so with journalism, that tenfold, these people are being paid. They're being paid by someone who's invested. And a lot of money was put into The Guardian. They didn't make any money for a long time. They're still on the ponce. Speaking about being on the ponce, let me sort the grift out. But they read articles like that trash we read yesterday. And interestingly, someone in the comments pointed out kind of a byproduct of their actual comment. And thank you, whoever it was, I can't remember. But that art critic apparently has been writing art criticism in The Guardian for decades. He's been churning this nonsense out for decades. And they don't read it in any way critically. They just absorb it. They've got that trust. Oh, hang on, I'm just waiting for entropy to sort itself out, which it doesn't seem to be wanting to do, which is a bit of a problem. What internet am I on? That should be all right. I'm sure that will come good in a minute. I hope you've answered the poll question. It was very important today. Well, we'll just have to hope that. Oh, it's working. Don't worry. Yeah, with these people, the utopianists, as the word I'm using to describe them, progressives. They absorb that stuff because they trust it. They trust it. The Guardian has authority, so they just absorb it because they think it makes them better people. They think it means that next time they're sitting around a dinner party with all their other Guardian reading mates, that someone can say, "Oh, terrible to hear about the death of Close. I mean, the way he was much obsessed with the grid." It's and then they can just repeat it. Now there's a problem there. There's a problem culturally with there. Hello, David. Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm doing well. Hello, R Pal. Hello, Rags. Hello, 42. The problem is because if you repeat things, if people so Guardianistas across the country read it, well, across the globe now, being online, they read it, they absorb it uncritically, they repeat it, and thus reality is created. So the future then becomes, when talking about that artist, that irresponsible, ignorant, lazy, activist journalist's 10-minute scroll. That becomes the reality that we have to inhabit because millions of people have repeated it. Because if you absorb it uncritically, you're going to regurgitate it uncritically. And that is then reality. That's what people think about that artist. That's how reality is formed, by repetition. It's absolutely shocking. Hello, Cecil Pandangahangahan Vlog Q8. Nice to see you, my dear. Hello, Flamadidler. No, exactly that. Exactly that. I mean, you say it as a joke, but that will happen for sure. For sure. Because they don't know how to talk about it because they've been made stupid. They've been reading The Guardian for years. They went to university. They have no critical distance. They are in it. They are in their belief system. And things like The Guardian shore up their belief system, never challenges it. Ontology, epistemology, the history of thought, of knowledge, has been one of challenge, the Socratic dialectic. Let's get somewhere here. Let's question each other's ideas. And it's like in the space of about a decade, no, that hurts feelings. I know that the West became and made some of the greatest civilizations the world has ever known. And I know that. Okay. And created some of the most incredible art and literature and music ever. But it turns out that if you question someone's ideas about that, they can feel a bit upset. And there's no room for that in the utopia. We don't have upset people. Everyone's happy. Oi, come. Everyone's happy, all right? It reminds me of George Orwell. The future, what did he say? I'm paraphrasing. But if you want an image of the future, it's a boot permanently treading on a human face. And that's what that is. You don't get to question. The amount of times I've been in like social situations and people have gone, "Oh, can you two stop arguing, please?" Why? No. I don't dislike the fella. This isn't personal. I don't even know him. But he said this about this, and I think he's wrong. And he seems quite happy to argue with me. Why are people around us going, "Oh, just stop arguing"? And I've done it. I've said, "Oh, all right then, let's see how natural this is." Because that dialectic behavior, that questioning is natural. It's how we grow, it's how we develop, it's how we get better. And so when you say, "All right then, we won't talk about that anymore," and then there's just this really weird silence. And then someone will say something like, "Did anyone see Love Island?" And my brain just starts dribbling out of my ears. Shocking. Hello, Picking Gaz. Nice to see you. There you go. Look at that exact thing. There you go. You got into a debate and people outside the debate asked you to stop arguing. Now, I do understand that some people that were abused perhaps, and I know this because I've seen it, they get a bit, it's more than upset. Confrontation is actually quite dramatic. I get that. I need to deal with that. That we don't all adapt to their trauma. I'm sorry, but if we start working like that, oh, hang on a minute, see that bloke over there, he's blind. So if you could all just stab your eyes out because he can't see. So we can't build a visual culture because he can't see. So we don't have to adapt to people who have trouble with confrontation. They need to adapt. And that again, we get back to group dynamics. Dennis wants to know if they still do Big Brother. I haven't got a clue. Hello, John. All right, son. Nice to see you. Right. Grifting. Oh, already got one in the entropy. Look at that. Grift. Hang on a minute. You know what? I've got something else I want to tell you, actually. I've got loads to tell you. Hang on. Let me do this. Let me tell you things one at a time. I might actually be able to manage it then. Right. Exactly, Steve. Exactly. Utopian ideas don't aim to bring everyone up to the top. They bring everyone down to the lowest common denominator. Exactly that. Nice one, John. They seem to be going down well. There'll be plenty more of them. No worries. I'm enjoying doing them. I'm enjoying doing them. housekeeping. Hi, you can support this channel using the super chat, which is the $sign at the bottom of the chat, or Entropy. I've just put the link in the description in the chat. No, I haven't. I haven't. Oh, 2 keyboards. I'm going to tell you all about that in a minute. The link is also in the description if you need that Entropy. But people keep emailing me saying, why don't you get a Patreon? I'd like to support you monthly and then just have it forgotten about. Well, I had a Patreon, but I don't like them. They're not, I don't like them. But I have got a subscribe star, which a few people do use. So that link's in the description. You can set it up, $5 a month. Jobs are good. So there's an option. And people have asked me. Marzipan's going to get some milk. There you go. He lives in Scotland, so he'll probably have to find a cow. Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. Yeah, I've heard it's a little bit crazy over there. There you go, 42. Look at that. Absolutely nailed it. Come on and play the conga. Oh. Nice one, Colin of Kent. My neck of the woods. He says they surround themselves with people who think the same, which is fine. But then they ignore anyone of a different opinion. There you go. There you go. That's that. They thank you for the donation, Colin, and it's a great point as well. They don't want challenging. They want it removed from their existence. Oh, I got that fan on. It's bloody hot here. Oh, it's hot here. As if it was a surprise. That's just racist. Hello, Jared. You all right, son? I had another couple of emails yesterday from people telling me about their investment successes, and they want to remain anonymous. But I have. Oi, we got a newcomer. What's the point of this? Well, it's a community, really. We just have a chat, mess around a bit. I do make videos as well. You're welcome. You're welcome here. Don't have to do anything. Chill out, relax. But if you get shitty, you get the ban hammer very quickly. There's not a lot of consideration around that. Nice to see you though, mate. Hope you're having a nice day. So I've got these 2 keyboards and I've got these 2 mice, right? And it's been like this for about a month. I have to use one mouse for some things and the other one for other things, and the same with the keyboards. And it was only yesterday that I thought, buy a new mouse. Why hadn't I thought of that? It's that working class thing, isn't it? It's etched into your sense of the world. How much is a new mouse? 5 spot? Why didn't I think of that? Because it's been going on for months and it's an absolute pain in the arse. Imagine trying to write and then, oh no, can't cut and paste with that one. I need the other one. Just incredible, just incredible. So I'm going to get a new mouse tomorrow. The keyboard's a somewhat different problem. The computer's very old now, so that's going to need somewhat different attention. But anyway, going back to the video yesterday, that, you know, as I said in the video, that Guardian article, that could have been Vox, that could have been BuzzFeed, it could have been any of those places. And it just saps the value. I mean, Close, the artist, some of it isn't bad. Some of it has a place. Some of it has a function. But when you talk about it, that's what you need to engage with. As I stressed in the video, what is the social function of art? And that article, almost to a word, or should I say a bit of language, as our Guardian journalist said on This Morning, was the opposite of that. he had a fork. Do you remember he said he had a fork sellotaped to his arm to eat? Wow. It's just what? Absurd. And I think it's questionable. So I got sugar all over my mouth, tash. I downed a bowl of cornflakes. I left them too long and it was just slop. So instead of spooning it, I just bowled it. And it's now crystallizing. I'm going to look like I've been to the Arctic in a minute. Or is it the Antarctica? I got it wrong last time. Well, they've never let me live it down. Hello, Packer. Nice to see you. Hello, Liam. Hello, Scorry. Nice to see you all. But it is a concern, because when you're it's like I said, they've got that authority. If you go to John's website or you come here, you know, you might be some 17-year-old art student and you come across this channel and you just think, well, that's just some bloke. In The Guardian, they said this. And, you know, The Guardian, you know, they've been going 100 years or something. It's The Guardian or it's The Times. You know, The Times that said I was recruiting teenage Nazis. Okay. You know, they go to places which have got this historical authority. And how have they achieved that? Much like they've achieved what they've achieved removing the social role and function from art, through repetition. They've just kept saying this shit. And that is creating our future. And that's where people end up. It's you know, I dread to think what the reading list is for a new undergraduate going to college. You know Harry from the Truck Show. He went to study economics, which is a fair subject to be studying. It's good to get that stuff under your belt. It allows you entry into a lot of different organizations and businesses, because, you know, they all need a little bit of that sort of specialism. However, they got into that as well. He was being taught critical race theory. Where's that? What? Hang on, nah. I wanted to know about specialization, division of labor. Nowhere did I say I wanted to learn about some bloke's upbringing in Africa. Not that that's not interesting, not that that might not be a good book, but wasn't really what I signed up for. That's the problem. I mean, the people who signed up for cultural studies, are they doing economics? Does this work both ways? Oh, no, what a surprise. Kieran, you've just broken my heart. Hang on. What, they were studying English literature? Or just English? Because that, you know, I don't know what difference I'm asking, but that, wow. And you know why? Because that will attract students to that college. When they look at their prospectus, you know, they won't want them to be looking at James Joyce. They won't be wanting them to look at, you know, contemporary American stuff, which is still counted as English before one pulls that one. The Hunger Games. And they'll be like, yeah, that's it. Yeah, oh yeah, I've seen that film. And, you know, I the amount of people that I've studied with, and we had to study books, and they went and watched the movie. Yeah, Dennis, you know, I don't know. There's a fella called, what's it? It always escapes me. Quite an obscure English writer. Dominated literature for about 3-4 centuries. Shakespeare, that's it. Sorry, I always forget it. Chaucer. You know, these bizarre names from a world that has gone by. You know, maybe have a look at them. Yeah, we did Kes at school. Everyone watched the movie. Yeah, we done Lord of the Flies at school as well. No, Ulysses is without a doubt a very difficult book. There's a funny quote, isn't there? The other one, Finnegan's Wake. Again, I'm paraphrasing because I'm not good at remembering quotes. But Finnegan's Wake is described as the best book never read. Something like that. The greatest book never read. They're tricky. But, you know, with literature, you get what you put in. It's not a passive thing. And you know, this is why we have already suffered from that kind of understanding of reading and writing. You know, there's the book, the meaning is in the book. No, the meaning occurs between the reader and the writer. You have to fill in the gaps. We've talked about this many times. Because a novel, a bit of writing, you can't get it all in. So to understand the book on a deeper, more profound, more relevant psychological level, you have to invest a bit of yourself in it, a bit of your own history. You have to identify with things. You have to basically write the story. Not as in, I obviously don't mean pick up a pen and write in between the lines, but, you know, your understanding of that book is going to be different to mine. We're going to have different understandings, and that debate about what is going on here and what he's saying and how that places that novel historically and politically is what makes it worthwhile. It's what gives it a function. And we weren't taught to understand literature and art like that. I remember my teacher standing up the front of that class telling us what Lord of the Flies, telling us, not asking us, go and read it. Right, done that. And then she told us what it was about. Oh, well, there's a problem with that. Excuse me, darling. I used to say it and all. Excuse me, love. Why did I read that book when you're now telling me what it meant? I didn't need to read it, really, did I? I wasted a bit of time there. And they just sort of go, you're in detention. What? What? I think I've just asked the most relevant question. Why did we bother reading it when you're now telling me what it meant? I should have just listened to you. According to you, I'm only going on what's happening, love. Shocking. And you can get it wrong. I can remember being told I got it wrong. It was this bit, it was something about Macbeth, and it was something to do with the naked body in erotica. And my English teacher said that the female body, and she was a woman, is always more erotic when it's not naked. Now I understand the point. I mean, there's an industry in lingerie, for instance, but it's not always the case. I can assure you, if you get someone I'm not attracted to and you could dress them up however you wanted, I am not going to be as attracted to them as I am someone I am attracted to who's naked. Get out. You're always upsetting this class, always disturbing it, always, you know, yep. Oh, sorry for daring to try and learn. I had this bizarre idea that I was at school. Thank you, Jimmy. That's very kind of you. Very kind of you. Appreciate it. I hope you're all right. And when those whippets have run out, that little experiment's over. No more. You've done enough. You've learned what you're going to learn. Chill, brother. Oh, a couple more entropies come through. Let me I've got to turn the light on because the sun's gone down since I started streaming. Oh, since that made no difference. Eye of the snake. Right, let's deal with these. Wasn't it lovely to see Dawn Browning turn up yesterday? Absolutely wonderful. We got one from our man Lumi. Illuminatus has dropped a bit. He says, my annual marketing budget for yesterday's shout out for the Bizarre Archives available on Amazon. Also, Quizware, 3 o'clock British summertime in the World of Mandom Discord. Okay, so there's a Quizware at 3 o'clock, 1500 hours, British summertime, or is that British Standard Time? I don't know. In the World of Mandom Discord. So if you want to get involved with that quiz, you can find all that out talking to Lumi. And also that Bizarre Archives, he's got loads of books, or a couple of books on Amazon. He's a great writer. It's fantasy fiction. It's not my cup of tea, but that doesn't make it bad. He is actually a very good writer. I don't. That sounded like I was surprised. Surprisingly, he can write, but he can write. And so if you're into fantasy fiction, why not support a scrub rather than someone else? He won a competition with one of his, I'm sure he'll tell you in the chat if you ask him. He won a competition and got it edited by some sort of well-known editor. And Picking Gaz has dropped a Lady Godiva and says, encouragement, my friend. And it certainly is, Picking Gaz. Certainly is appreciated. I've put out, what, 3 streams and 5 videos in the last 3 days. I've got to shut some windows because it's mosquito time. Should have thought that. Good Lord, it's hard work. The most exercise I've done in months walking around the house. And we're back. So thank you all for those donations. It keeps the streams going. Oh God, I'm out of breath. I'm so old. I'm so old and tired. But there you go. So if you're interested in fantasy fiction, have a word with Lumi, Illuminatus, in the chat, and grab hold of one of his books. It was the whole wall shook as well. Yeah, I was aware. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why though, Westo. It wasn't for no reason. I can explain the what do you call it? The series of thoughts that led up to me nearly smashing every panel in the door. Because the bloke who lives upstairs hasn't been here for a while, and he turned up this morning. I could hear him because he was poncing around up there doing something. But I've never had a neighbour who knocks on my door so much. I think he's quite lonely, and like he'll knock on my door and say, "All right, I'm putting my bins out tomorrow," and I go, "Oh, all right, thanks, thank you." And then he'll just tell me too many things. He doesn't want anything. He's not one of those. Have you got this? Can I borrow this? He's not that. So when I went out there, I thought, shit, because he might be on his balcony. If he sees I'm up and about, he might come down and tell me that his little toe is longer than his 4th toe or something. So I just thought, when I was out there, I thought, shit, and I nicked. And there's the story of the largely slammed door. Who else has turned up? Who else we got in here? Expat. He's an American. Well, it's a lyric from a song, I think, an Australian soap opera. But I've had this building has got 3 rooms, one downstairs, this one, and the one I used to live in upstairs. And I've had it free to myself for a couple of years. But then someone moved in upstairs, someone moved in downstairs. I was like, oh, balls. But then they moved out, and then they moved out. I was like, wicked. It was like, you know, I ended up happier because they sort of made me feel sad. And then it was like, only joking. But then these other two, I've got a funny feeling they might be, how would we say it? Doing an indoor grow. Let's just say it as it is, downstairs. Because I never see them come in and come out, but certain times a day I hear, which sounds like a rather large LED light coming on. And I've never seen anyone come in or out of there. All the curtains are drawn all the time, and it does smell of the finest hybrid skunk down there. But it does anyway, because everyone around here smokes and stuff. Like out here, you can smoke weed in cafes, restaurants. Just do what you want. Just do what you want. Gaffney, I have no idea. I that's gone right over my head. That's gone right over my head. Hello, Mike D. Luffy. Are you new round here too? You're more than welcome. Lovely to have some new faces. See what I mean, people? That community chat, that community tab works a treat. Give me a 1 in the chat, Scrubs, if you've noticed. See in the community chat, there's been new faces popping up. Now, they could be most delightfuls, but, you know, just over the last few streams, there's been new faces. Hello, Mike. We're a nice community. You know, we talk about all sorts of different things, but you are welcome to the glorious house of Scrubs. I also make videos. I don't only live stream, but nice to see you. Where are you from, man? Roughly, you know, country. I wouldn't put 72 St. Vincent's Road in or whatever. Thank you, Steve. Someone responded to that question. Exactly, Will. Exactly. It's finally become a reality. You see, we repeated it enough. There you go. Packer, Scorry, Ralph, and them have also noted it. All right, nice. Well, I lived in Soho for God knows how long, decade. I lived in Soho. I had a girlfriend up there in, where's the Arsenal? I used to go and see the football. But anyway, nice. Nice to know we got another Londoner on the firm. Oh, good Lord. Sorry, mate. Oh, hello, Zeitgeist. Haven't seen you for a bit. There you go. I prefer to call it Silk Shake, referring to my cravat collection. Hello, LC350. Hello, Planet X Hunter. Nah, that's where the old, that's Highbury. That's the old one. Oh, come on, Dennis, you know, what is it? Where am I looking for? Islington. That's where I'm looking for. Yeah, good to see you, man. A Poojas. For anyone who doesn't know, because it's a story worth repeating. Years ago, Rod Hull's Pink Windmill show, and they had that little weird bit with grot bags, which was always funny because everyone knows in England that porn mags were called grot mags. So that was already funny. Grot bags would do a little thing where she'd have a couple of kids on, a little competition, and they'd get a board game and some prizes if they won. And this dear little Indian girl come on, a la that, and Grot Bags goes to her, okay then, what's your name? And this little Indian girl went, Apuja. And on telly, recorded, not live, so this went through editors and producers and things. She went, the Grot Bags went, Apuja? Apuja? What kind of name is that? This little Indian girl just traumatized for life. Although admittedly, it's quite the name, Apuja. You change it, wouldn't you? You change it. Even, you know, maybe your parents came over and couldn't speak the lingo, but as soon as you got to an age where you realised your name meant a glass beaker of excrement, you'd do something about that, I think. A pooja? Mike's fitting in like an absolute treat straight away. Oh, you knew her. Well, I've heard that she's a bit nasty. I mean, she said some nasty things on telly. But, you know, the difference between what I've heard rumours on the internet and you've actually worked with her. Hello, Dr. Jimmy. Good to see you, Squire. So, Jimmy from Philly, if you're still lurking, are you going to knock that nitrous oxide on the head after when you've finished this batch of 500 that you've got? Zeitgeist was in West Hampstead. Some nice bits up there, though. You know, out west, it's still sort of acceptable. I'm not going to read it out. I'm not swearing on this channel anymore. Oh, Mike, Jimmy from Philly, sub to his channel. He ordered a load on Amazon with the dispenser and that, and he's just been, oh, Jimmy. He's just been streaming going, yeah, that was a fucking good one. That fucking bitch, I get my fucking money off that fucking bitch. She asked me to have a fucking shower before she'd fuck me. I fucking was in the shower polishing my balls. And she fucking said no. I mean, it's quite the content. But good Lord. Good Lord. Packer has said that there's a song called Keeping Your Poo in a Jar. Well, you know, there's something out there for everyone, Packer. Well, we've all done it, Ian, including you. Yeah, but Will, that was an impression. That was an impression, in fairness. Hello, Mark. Here's a question for the chat. Nicest place you've ever visited? You only get one, though. None of this. Oh, I quite like that, but this was nice because that was nice. But nicest place you've ever been to? You know, a place you went to and thought, oh, this is beautiful. I'd love to live here. Hello, Shell Bobs. Hooray! Hooray! When I saw Dr. Jimmy, I thought Shell Bobs will be on the firm in a minute. Not that I see you as one, but that's just what my experience tells me. So it can be anywhere in the world. Oh, God, I thought I saw my neighbour coming down the stairs a minute ago. Sorry, mate, I can't talk now. I'm streaming as he barges past me. Streaming, is that like an internet thing? Let me have a look. Well, hang on, get fuck off. Oops, language. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look. We've got a lot of people coming. I'm not going to put them on the screen as too many. So Exmoor, Dawlish, been to both of those places, both lovely. Dorset, Hawaii, said Jimmy. Never been there. Obviously heard a lot about it because it's one of those things that is on telly all the time in the 80s. Isle of Mull. Is that the Mull of Kintyre? I mean that. I don't mean to be ignorant, but that's my only link to that. Yeah, St Ives is just love. Look at your damn avatar. Props to that. Also, give me a 1 in the chat if you've noticed that the videos I make have now, except for the live ones, are now watermarked. I've got that image, that avatar, the old Dangerfield merch, as a watermark. I can't believe I worked out how to do it. It only took me 5 years. Santorini. Now I know that. Is that the place where it's all painted stucco? It's all white. I think I saw a parkour competition there. I mean, feel free to tell me. Look at that. Straight away underneath. Santorini, Santorini. So good they named it twice. Good Lord, hang on. Oh, God, so many have come through. Laguna Beach, CA. I'm assuming that's Cali. I'm going back to Cali. Cali. Hello, Leon. Birdsworth. Yeah, beautiful up there. Well out of my price range. Oh, it'd be nice to live here. Mum, are you a queen? Oh, it's lovely up at Chiang Mai. Essentially, the Chiang Mai is the southerlymost tip of the Golden Triangle. Not that that's relevant, but no, it's absolutely lovely. Absolutely lovely. I know a couple of people who live there. I don't know when you last went, Paul, but it is turning into a bit of a leftist sort of. There's a lot of co-working spaces there now, which are a good way to start a business. They're very handy, but with them comes loads of liberal art graduates, and they're setting up communes and things. And you know, you take the Thai out of Thailand, and you get not Thailand. What else we got here? Ah, marzipan. That's not nice to hear. Life isn't shy. It isn't. It has been for me too, but it doesn't have to be. You can ping me an email anytime you want. I know you're not the kind of bloke that does that sort of thing. But even if you just want to have a rant, or I'm not pretending I can give you any advice, but I am here. No one here has to go through anything alone. In this community, we have put people onto people. We've put people onto people who've been through similar things. We had a couple of people who are going through problems trying to get visiting orders for their kids and things, and we've managed to match them up with people who've been through that, and that was really helpful. We've even had people visit people who can't get out of their house and just give them a little bit of support, a little bit of company. No one here has to go through anything alone. We can sort something out, and you can all write to me if you need to. chris@chrisdangerfield.com. Hello, European housewife. How are you, my dear? Yeah, it's lovely down in Kerno. When there's a bridge. I think just when you're when you're leaving Devon, there's a bridge, and apparently that's the start of Cornwall. And someone's written on it, "Welcome to Kerno," because Kerno is the Cornish word for Cornwall. But they spelt it wrong. Does anyone remember? I think it's on the M20. It might not be, but it's somewhere southeast, somewhere around that Dartford Tunnel area. There's a bridge over the motorway. And for about 15 years, and I think the geezer used to top it up, it wasn't spray paint either. It was a proper roller, and he must have had it on a broom because it was huge. And it said, "I will always love you, Sasha." It was, I used to see it when I was about 9 years old. I'd always see it, and it would really set my mind. When you're like 8 or 9 years old, you don't know really about love. Well, I didn't. But yeah, I will always love you, Sasha. Maybe someone else saw that. Westo is driving through Glencoe with the new wife and the dog. Sounds wonderful. Manny Moo grew up in the Cotswolds. Bloody hell. Lovely. What a place to wake. I just said wake up. Well, I suppose it was quite nice waking up there. Yeah, Jemima, lovely up there. Absolutely beautiful part of the world. Swindon? Are you sure, Ludwig? Are you taking the rise? Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Never been up there. Never been up there, but I've heard it's nice. Never been to Australia. East Belfast. Is that beautiful or do you just like it? Custard is breathtaking. I'm missing these. Some of these are going over my head, but no problem. Balamory. You know the funny thing about Balamory? What was that kids program? Was that the kids program, Balamory? Can someone confirm that? Can someone confirm Balamory? Was it that kids program? And what's that, Andrew? About a week every day? What? You don't have to answer that. A week every day. Right, Balamory was a kids program. Let me show you something that will make you laugh. I've got to be a little bit careful with the one I choose. I don't want to get a ban. Okay, we'll go with that one. I'll just make sure none of the smaller ones are going to get me in trouble. Oh, actually, I can copy that and put it in here. Balamory, this woman I'm about to show you was in that when she was a kid. Hardcore porn star, Skin Diamond. Yeah. I think the most beautiful place. Where have I gone to and I've just been blown away by it? To be honest with you, I haven't been to a lot of places of natural beauty. I really enjoyed the Peak District. I must admit, I went there as a kid. Oh, and I'll tell you where else I really enjoyed, strangely, was I don't think she was called Skin Diamond in Balamory. Let's see if we can find a picture of her in Balamory. Well, hasn't she grown? I don't know which one it is. I can't look at too many of those pictures. Just stop it. Go. Right, let's have a look at oh, there you go, Gaffney. Yeah, likewise. Betsy Coed, all around that area. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful around there. I used to spend a lot of time in Betsy Coed, filling dustbin bags up with magic mushrooms. Oh, she lives in California now, does she? Well, she moved on from Balamory. Oh, Custard's on the firm. Didn't see you, mate. Hello, Johnny. Hello, Odan. There you go. Okay, you've gone for that angle. No, not a problem at all. Well, I'm a bit like that about the Happy Valley. I'm a bit like that about Dartford. You know, when I get back to Dartford, believe me, it's a hole. But it's my hole. And Patong, of course, being my spiritual home, there's a feeling I get in Patong that that's so strong. That place really affected me. Really affected me. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother with that one. Hello, Rose. Nice to see you. What's this coming through here? Oh, someone signed up for my Substack. Oh, 2 people have. Lovely. Nice one. There you go. That's her biography. Right, let's have a look at today's. Let's see what we. I can't believe I just put that on the screen. Let's see what happened with today's poll question, because it is obviously very important. We got 17 votes. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Give you an opportunity to vote now. So there's the link in the chat. There's a poll question. This is your last chance to get a vote in. Well, you know what they say, Will, being pissed off is better than being pissed on. Yeah, but we don't let things like that stop us around here, Mark. Come on. Shell Bob's lad was an extra twice in Happy Valley. What is Happy Valley? When I say Happy Valley, I mean sunny Dartford. Is it a kids show or something? John Palmer's done a lot of travelling. He says he loved Bermuda, Anguilla, Belize, but nowhere have I ever loved more than the UK. Yeah, I know that. I know that. You know, I'm desperate to. I want to take my missus there. My missus didn't go to school. She was working. She was working rice fields when she was like 6, and she doesn't even have an understanding of what goes on. Obviously, with the internet, but once I take her to England, she's going to be blown away. She loves eating crab, right? But the crabs out here, they're like about the size. They're not even as big as my hand. And I'm going to get her down London, and I'm going to take her to Jay Sheiky's, and I'm going to say, can you do me, and they know me in there anyway, and they do me a nice treat and a nice discount. And she won't believe it when we walk in and they take their coats off us. She'll probably go, what are you doing? I've told you, when I took her to the raffles in Phnom Penh, I introduced her to red wine. And he's come along with the bottle in a white cloth and sort of presented it to her, and she took it out of his hand and had a gulp. I was going, no. It was like something out of Pygmalion. But I'm going to take her down to Jay Sheiky's and get their crab and lobster. And the crabs in there are like that. The claws are as big as my hand. She's terrified. She's scared of flying, and I didn't help by telling her that we have real zombies in England. She was like, what? I said, yeah. I said, it's all right. They're locked in buildings, but, you know, we have real zombies, yeah. So that didn't help, because then I said, not really, but about 6 months later, she said, no, you lie. And I was like, no, there's no zombies in England. Manimu has helped with the grift. Did you ever go with a skanky pro? Well, it depends what you mean by skanky, but I can almost certainly say yes. I've done a fair amount. And when I had my methamphetamine relapse, I had a one-eyed woman come round my house, and I was like, what do you want? And she said, darling, you said you love me. I was like, I've never seen you before in my life. And during that 3-week blackout, yeah, she had one eye. So if a one-eyed pro counts as skanky, I can certainly say yes to that. But nice one for contributing to the grift. We are being a bit thin on the ground today, but I'll run with it. I'll continue. Thank you, John. But anyway, you know, when I first took her to a shopping centre, she'd never been on an escalator. We were there for about 30 minutes while she was just going up and down, up and down. If you want, if that's what makes you happy. And then we got home and we went up and down again. Boom, boom. Right, I hope you've all, I'm going to give you one last chance. There's the community tab. Go and vote. Vote, 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 vote on the community tab. Vote, 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 vote. The thing is, John, I've told so many horror stories. They're all pretty much the same. Have you signed up to my Substack, John? There's a really good horror story on there, which includes a couple. Actually, it's 2 told together, and that's not a joke. I know I've mentioned my Substack a million times. Zeitgeist, it's on the community tab. There's a poll. It's not serious. It's just a bit of fun. Oh, Kieran, thank you, man. You know what? I know that is not my usual subject area, and I knew it was a bit of a risk putting it on Substack, but it's very low on comments, and it has made me, it's quite disappointing, but that's all right. You don't win them all. And I've had my Substack subscriber list flyers, you know, it goes up all the time, which is wonderful. Yes, you can, Dennis. But yeah, it made me realize, I mean, I don't work with an editor with my Substack things. I can't afford to pay an editor for Substack. Liam wants to know what Substack is. All right, I'll tell you what, Liam, I'll put a link to my one in the chat. And what it is, it's a writing platform. And if you sign up to it, you get 2 of my written stories sent to you, your email, every month. There you go. Right, let's have a look at this damn poll. Let me just refresh it. Right, that's more like it. We've got a whopping 45 votes now. A proper slither of the populace. Right, so the question was, what isn't snarky bingo? And the winner was Kaferetu. Now, if you're at home and you want to do a synchronized Kaferetu, we'll do it on a countdown, right? So we're going to do this. We're going to go 4, 3, 2, 1, Kaferetu. Right, ready? So if you want a synchronized Kaferetu, here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1, Kaferetu. In at number 2 was Corbett's Blondo, which is Corbett, who used to do Sooty and Sweep's haircut. Corbett's Blondo. In number 3 is Petuna Clare, which I have no idea. And Granza came last. Nice one, people. And we got a few comments as well. Let's read those. Illuminatus says it's missing the correct answer. Farton Tartan. There you go. Scory said bingo. And YouTube is failing me. Sean wanted to know how Scory's foot was. And he said it's all healed. Well, I knew that was all healed. Because I'd asked him before. But that's good to know. Lovely. Yeah, we did have a little synchronized splink there, didn't we? Kaferetu. Can't comment on Substack. Oh, that's no worries. Oh, that's very kind of you, Lizzie. Yeah, the likes are groovy too. Another grift off. Nice one, Planet X Hunter. Going to take my missus and my daughter out. What? You got to do that over this any day of the week. Thanks, Mr. Dangerfield. Thank you for being here and joining in. Yeah, nice one for the grift. It's on the pile. Cheers, man. Have a lovely afternoon. How envious am I of that? I'm desperate to have family. Absolutely desperate. I know you keep saying, well, just do it. There's never a right time. But there are a few things I need to sort out. And there's a few things my missus needs to sort out. And I have to maintain an amount of privacy in my life. So don't worry. The minute that's happening, I'll let you know. I will be talking about nothing else. I'll be one of those new expectant fathers who just says, oh, we bought this, we done this. And everyone will leave. No, it ain't. I ain't having no. Is your avatar intentionally blurry, or do you look like that? Mitch Hedberg said that all the photos of Sasquatch and the Yeti and all that, they're blurry. He said, but that's not the cameraman's fault. He says the Yeti is blurry in real life. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. The girlfriend, the fiance, sorry, is 22. So with my 49 and her 22, I think that's how it works, isn't it? Now, I know people who've had kids at 60, 65, absolutely loving it. You will never hear me say that. I am not going down that road. Oh, there you go. That is you. I thought you were saying you had a kid at 60. Yeah, well, money's not so important out here. Her family are pumping out. Cambodians pump out kids like nobody's. I think the average birth rate of a Cambodian couple in the province is something like 5.4 per couple, and they haven't got a pot to piss in. They don't need it. That's a myth. That's a myth marketed to you. Oh, children cost 30 grand a year. Well, they do if you buy them expensive clothes and disposable nappies and all those other ridiculous things they don't need. But money's not the issue, but marriage is. And we're trying to work out whether to get it. If we do it here, we don't. I think there's issues in England. They don't recognise it or something. Because over here, it's just a fist bump with a monk and you're done. But and there's all sorts of issues with vaccines and getting to England, and it's all just a bit, oh, for fuck's sake. And so there's so many things to sort out. We're kind of putting it off. Dennis, the only funny thing about that is the capitals. That's brilliant. Science. Yeah, no, I'm with you, Dennis. It's gross. It's gross. I mean, you have to understand. You are part of the situation, but you look after her. You protect her. Protect your pregnant wife. Don't. Oh, I've seen blokes wearing fake baby weights, like a pregnancy weight thing, so that they can understand what it's like to walk around carrying that extra weight. Well, I don't remember my missus doing my job for the last 20 years. I don't remember my missus having the stress of running a business for 20 years. Maybe she could try that for a couple of days. Hello, Wolfie. Good Lord. Liam knows what it's like anyway. Yeah, you know what I mean. I've heard about all that as well. I've heard about all that. So, people, what do we make of this Destiny and Mark Collette thing? Destiny reckons, let's get it up on the screen. Hang on. How do I find this? I think it's an out and out lie. It's an out and out lie. Now, how do I find it? I go to my man Semiagog's channel. I get that up. Oops. I put that over there. How do I get that on the screen? Right, okay. So, here's the coup. So, Mark Collette and Destiny were going to be having a debate on the Kill stream, which I thought would be very interesting. I think everyone was quite excited. Well, not everyone, that's ridiculous. But it was, this will be interesting. Let's face it, no one likes Destiny. And Mark has some interesting ideas. Whether you agree with him or like him, he knows his subject. So it would have been kind of interesting. Nice one, Packer. Dropping £2 in for the haters. Morning, Shadows. Nice one. I'll put it on the pile. Cheers, Packer. Right. So, well, I don't know, John. I think there's it's complicated, isn't it? Because I think it would have been a way for Mark to share his message with Destiny's followers, and Destiny's quite well known. He's got a lot of people, and getting message out there, it might have made some people think. Who knows? But I will admit I was looking forward to it, and that's just how it was. But then Destiny said, I bought some ecstasy, but my dealer sold me meth, and I've been awake for 32 hours. Now, ecstasy is a tablet. At a push, he could have thought it was MDMA crystals. However, the picture that he put up, that's methamphetamine all day long. All day long, that's a shard of crystal meth. And also, what's that there? 4 or 5 grams? No one's gonna eat that in one go, even if you thought that was meant to be MDMA. You're not gonna eat all. No one's doing 5 grams of MDMA in one hit. It'd have nibbled a bit off the back. It'd have realised it was an ecstasy within about 20 minutes, and it'd have just put it down on the floor. It'd have just said, no, that's not MDMA. But in his Discord server, he made out, we asked for ecstasy. It turns out it was meth. I've been up for 38 hours. Oh, how much meth do you have to take before you realise it's not ecstasy? 38 hours worth. It's just a lie. Just an out and out lie. I reckon he just bought some methamphetamine and got on it. But the thing is, here's the other thing. Methamphetamine isn't really known for its making you sort of shy and reserved. If you had a debate coming up and you had meth running around your system, you'll be like, yeah, I'll fucking debate anyone. Come on, hurry up. When, who? I'll take the world on. Here we go. What are you saying? What are you talking about? I ain't giving you any time to talk. No, all I was saying was... You wouldn't be like, whoa, no way, man. No way am I going to do a debate. No, you were sat in a room full of meth heads. You can't get a word in. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I think he just... But the thing is, it's a temporary reprieve, isn't it? All right, well, next weekend, that meth is well, that's gone. It's finished. What are you going to say now? No, I've never seen anyone take methamphetamine and be scared. No one. It fills you with confidence. It's confidence crystal. Tito on the firm, on the firm. Linda on the firm, on the firm. See you later, LC350. Ah, it's just bizarre, just very bizarre. You know, do you remember the old days, 6 years ago? There were loads of debates online. And they're great. It's great watching a debate. I mean, the last debate I watched that was half worth watching, and that weird, what was his name? Danny Dugan or something? What was his name? But even that was just, you know, it was just a steamrolling. It was hardly something that you can sort of get your teeth into. It was funny to watch him. No, I didn't see that. Did anyone else see that? Anyone got any? Is that worth watching? Did anyone else see it? Yeah, exactly that, Rathchild. It's not the sort of substance that's going to turn you out of a debate, is it? Yeah, him. That's the fella, 8 Grillion Doolan. What's his name? Ricky Doolan. That's it. Well, I'll tell you something interesting, Flammadiddler. Someone the other day, hello, Philip. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Someone said to me the other day, do you remember when there was loads of bedroom feminists on the internet? Like loads of 18-year-old feminists, and they used to just get an absolute pasting. And he said to me, isn't it funny? We won that battle because they're not there anymore. And I was like, yeah, we didn't win that battle. They're not there anymore because they don't need to be. They're on CNN. Good morning. No, no, we didn't lose that. That thinking that those 18-year-old schoolgirls were rabbiting about in their bedrooms is now part of the common parlance of our existence. No, we didn't win that. Jimmy dropped a Lady Godiva. He said, I get scared easily on meth. That's strange. Become psychotic. All right, well, I'll take that back then. Maybe some people do. Yeah, but that's all over. That's all when you've done a load, isn't it? Surely not when you're on it. Like I get like that when I went through that crack phase back in my 20s. You think people are abseiling out down the outside of your building and all that. But not at the start. And to be honest with you, it's usually the lack of sleep that causes that rather than the substance. Well, in that case, Jimmy, leave it alone and don't order 300 more of those bloody N2Os. Come on, man. Oh, come on, man. You know the thing. But thanks for the donation. Like I say, I tried to donate to yours, but it was PayPal, and someone told PayPal I was a nasty person and they banned me. So, oh, Lumi says Jared Taylor versus EMG on Culture's channel. Is it worth watching? Visionary companion. Yes, he was pummeled, but he was good-natured about it. Okay. I mean, you're gonna do well to take on Jared Taylor because Jared Taylor's got a very small area that he talks about. It's not a wide field. You know, he's got like 3 or 4 points. This isn't me berating him, but his agenda is very simple and he knows it inside out. So, you know, it's yeah. Who did? Oh, okay. Yeah, but I've heard Jared Taylor talking about that before. I mean, I don't get involved with that either. I don't get involved with that at all. Yeah, did he? He called someone a fat. What, in that debate? Hello, Michael. Oh my days. Zeitgeist knows what I'm tripping about. Right, let me take that stupid meth off the screen. It's giving me flashbacks. Nice to see you, Michael. I hope you're all right, son. Zeitgeist, bless him, has just dropped a whopping bullseye into entropy. Thank you, Zeitgeist. Very generous. You are regularly generous to this channel. And he says this, bullseye, just to bump the grift up a bit. Thanks. I don't get into the live streams that much these days, but loving, I think I put butt in myself there. I'll put it in. But loving the recent vids and just starting to get to your Substack stories. Great work. Extra detail is enormous value. Well, thank you very much for the whopping donation. Thank you for the comments about the Substack, because that's my real thing in life. That's writing is my real passion. Storytelling is my real passion, actually. But you know, and they're sketches. They're not being published elsewhere. But yeah, I mean, streams will come and go. But I'm making videos. I'm making videos as well again. So hopefully there's something there for you. Well, obviously there is. Nice one, Zeitgeist. That's really kind, and what lovely comment as well. I'll tell you what, I'll see if I can dig the link out. So, Guide to Culture on Odyssey, and then I can put it in there and everyone can go and have a look whenever they're ready. Don't be surprised if it starts going out of sync and opening up another video platform might cause problems. Oh, balls. What's Guide to Culture's channel actually called, and how's it? Is it written? Because when I put that in, it's spelt like that, is it? It's still not giving me anything. Oh, there you go. Gotcha. Oh, now it's a way of finding out what one it is. Oh, this could be difficult. I'm trying to find it, people. Hey, I've got it. I've got it. No problem. A computer whiz kit. So I can put that link in the chat for you all. So there you go, people. The link to Jared Taylor versus Michael Jones on Odyssey on the Guide to Culture channel has just gone in the chat. It's that one. Okay. Recognizable with the Great Debate 3 at the end. I'll put it in again because I know it can be a bit hard finding them. So if you want to check that out, don't leave me now. Don't leave me now. We're going to have a good time. I've got to go to the supermarket. Damn, I really don't want to go. You don't like Greg Johnson, Dennis? I quite like him. He seems to make a lot of sense to me. Interesting. Broken Silence says, I love Chris and the Scrubs, not in a yoo-hoo. Not in a yoo-hoo, I'm free way. More like when your team's just won the FA Cup. How lovely. Well, you too, man. You're top ranking scrub. You've been here since the start. I think but when you disappeared for a while, everyone was asking where you were. Hadsack has just got back from their stand in the park. The owner of Dr. Green's, the online hydroponics shop, was there. The last time I went to an hydroponics shop was in about 1992, and all you could get was the Dutch table method. Where you have a reservoir that just keeps going round and round, and it tilts slightly down, and you plant your seedlings into rock wall cubes, and all the roots cover the table. There's another name for it called something like nutrient film technique, NFT. That was my first ever grow. They weren't great compared to what I'd done outside here a couple of years ago with the auto flowers, which I didn't have to do much to. A bit of bat guano, a bit of recharge, and just left them. A bit of water now and again. That's it. That's not a new avatar. It's a new name. Hello, Anhedonlac. Anhedonlac. Nice to see you. Yeah, that's it. NFT, nutrient film technique. But originally it was called the Dutch table technique. Not a bad way of growing. Yeah, I know that, man. I regularly watch the Dude Grows channel. I don't grow anymore. I don't even smoke the stuff anymore. After all that amnesia haze I grew, 2 tokes, I just went, never again. but it was great. I actually used a cocoa coir mix because I had to buy some soil out here, and he obviously knew what I was doing. He said, I've got a soil and cocoa coir mix if you want it. And I went, yes, I do. But it was all right. Not a problem, Shell. I've been rambling for an hour and a half. Enjoy your day. The climate out here is perfect for it. I don't know if I ever showed you the photos. I think I did. But good Lord. It was too much. It's not for me anymore. And it's a young man's game, smoking weed. It's all right when you haven't got many responsibilities, but you get a bit older, life gets a little bit more complex and a little bit more simple in other ways. But the main problem for me in smoking weed is there's this idea that it makes you creative. And in fairness, I'd done a hell of a lot of writing when I was stoned, made a hell of a lot of music when I was stoned. But when I wasn't stoned, I realized it was crap. I need a clear head to write well because my audience isn't stoned. Well, 30% of them isn't. So I need to know that I'm on the same level as them. So it's all very well writing when you're out your head. That is excellent. Well, it's not until you're stoned again. And it's just a waste of my time. But, each to their own. I'm never going to judge anyone for their drug use. I don't think I'm in a position to do that. I think as you get older, it's mainly the same all year round, but you tend to plant your best time to plant when you get most hours. We're equatorial, so if you have a look at an annual sunlight and no light, it's kind of the same all year round. But if you use auto flowering seeds, it don't matter. They're in the pot and they're out the pot in like 10 weeks. But Yeah, it's just not for me anymore. That's all right though, you know. Yeah, absolutely, Oliver. But I'm just not that kind of person. You know, I used to wake up and there'd be a biff in the ashtray from the night before, and I'd have my first breath would be a blunt or something. But no, that's long gone. Yeah, well, I was much like that. I mean, once I got on the tackle, there was no way I was spending 20 quid on a bag of weed. But like I say, I grew a load a couple of years ago. It was incredible, but good Lord, it was too much. And I just thought, nah, never again. That doesn't sound positive, Ian. What is it, Ian? Is it some kind of research chemical, or is it? I wonder what they're putting in that. Awful. Emma, that's it, Emma. That is it. And you know, I've got mates and they've done nothing with their lives. Intelligent, confident young men who are now in their late 30s, early 40s, they've done nothing. And all they live for is to get them from another temporary mind-burning job and smoke weed and play FIFA. And I'm like, you're 40 years old. Ah, there you go. Yeah. There, Dennis says it as well. I mean, I don't understand it. Out here, you can get 40 diazepam for $1. There you go. But you know, you live and learn. Regret is. Emma, that's heartbreaking, darling. Don't. I knew a girl whose boyfriend, and she adored him, and he was just a stay high, and she froze her eggs because she thought, you know, he kept saying to her, one day, well, I'll quit the weed and we'll have a family. And she thought, well, just as a bit of an insurance, she froze her eggs when she was about 25. And then at 35, when he was still ripping B loads for breakfast, she said, and now she's got kids with someone else off of the back of those frozen eggs. No, Jimmy, I'm with you on that. I'm absolutely with you. If you know, if it doesn't look, I know people who will smoke crack. Like they'll buy 20 quid rock, they'll have a few hours on it, and they'll not touch it again for months. And they've been doing that for years. I know people who do that with smack as well. They don't inject it. Well, one of them does, weirdly enough, which is probably a bit dangerous. But they'll just you know, there's four of them. There's this couple I know, and two couples, sorry, and they just get a couple of bags in, have a couple of nights, like an evening, and up all night on it, and they don't go near it for months. And if it's not affecting your life, there's no dramas, is it? No, Dennis, in fairness, what Jimmy said was fair point. You know, he's here and there, you know, it's not a problem. Hang on, have I not replied to that message? I've certainly read it. Did I not reply to you? Because you sent me two, I think. I'm sure I'll have to. Sorry, mate. Apologies. I will have a look at that again. Yeah, it's all right. You fucked up. You made a mistake. Okay, you're a man. Men make mistakes. Dust yourself down, and sort yourself out. It's not. Don't beat yourself up. That's the worst thing you can do. But I'll have a look at that email and I'll get back to you. I thought I had. Apologies. Sincere apologies. There you go, Liam. Look. Yeah, probably a good idea to stay off the David Icks if you're just, dabbling. And also, you don't need to. If you haven't got an habit, you certainly know you've had it on a bit of Jimmy Boyle. Well, look, whatever works for you, whatever works for you. But what I would say, what I would say, look, whatever works for you. But did you see what Emma said? And did you see someone else said it? Apologies that I forgot. Wasted 20 years of her life on it. And Emma said probably didn't have kids because of it. And for a woman not to have had children, what, for the sake of being stoned? So remember that, there are both negative and positive consequences. And look, I'm fucking, oops, excuse the language, I'm no angel. And my drug use has definitely, in the past, is why I haven't had children. And I'm devastated. When I see men with children, I feel emasculated. I feel like a child. I'm like, why haven't you sorted that out? Luckily, I've still got a chance to. But, what's that song? I wish I knew what I know now when I was younger. Yeah. Hindsight is a wonderful thing. There is a paradox in learning, because you learn, but time's passing. You don't learn, get to change your mistakes and then do things differently. You learn by making mistakes. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Well, that's why I moved on to the David Icks. I couldn't even walk without my chest hurting, the amount of shoe polish and God knows what else I was inhaling. No, exactly that, Dennis. My kid's father, i.e. me, will be not drinking. Well, I'll have a gin and tonic at the weekend maybe, but I certainly won't be using drugs with children in my life. No, 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 no. I done a fair amount of acid in my youth, I have to say, at art school. Why wouldn't you? It's nice to see that, Johnny. This is a nice chat. I think it's a touchy subject. You can really rile people, because drugs people use is part of a belief system, and they will defend. I've done it. I've sat in rehabs. Don't forget, I've been to rehabs. Well, read my Substack on rehabs. It's a two-parter. But I've been to rehabs when I've wanted to get clean and got clean. But I've also been to them when I didn't want to get clean. And when they trying to tell me about what the damage it's doing to my life is, I just fight and get really defensive, because I didn't want them to change my life. Yeah, I think I'd done my first blot was around 15, 16. Gotta say, I loved it. Loved it. No, you're absolutely right, Dennis. I mean, I've got, in the Happy Valley, I've had friends who are alcoholics and they've got kids, and the kids know full well that there's 3 meters between them and their parents. You know, they know, and they also know that there's that difference, there's that change, there's that bit when dad's a bit snappy and not, you know, and then comes home from the boozer, hello son, picks him up, swirls him round his head, well, let's play the computer together, and terrified because kid knows that this isn't dad, this is that dad. But you know, when is this dad going to be that one who left the house this morning? You know, when's it all going to change? And yeah, awful. We certainly can. We certainly can, because we are back. We are rising. I'm glad you've been enjoying the videos. Thank you for the comments. Listen, people, if you are enjoying the new videos, I'll probably crank one out later. A like and a comment. You know, I'm not these YouTubers who says hi and leave a like and a comment. It helps the channel grow. That's why I want you to do it. So even if you haven't got anything to say, just say nice video, mate. Like. And the more the channel grows, the more work I'll do on it. It's that simple. But look out for the little watermark. I've got that little Dangerfield logo that's on the t-shirts now. Jimmy, you need to do that as well, mate. Oh, you're only streaming, aren't you? You're not doing videos. But it's cool. It's cool. It's nice. There's a little watermark in this hang on, in this bottom corner. Yeah. With the old hat and glasses logo. Yeah, I'm sure we can do that, but we'll have to wait till there's something worth clipping. And next time, Mark, you know what I'm going to say? Leave it in order, eh? I actually drafted an email saying, Mark, it's great, but do you reckon you can do it again with words in order? Because I'm going to have to, but I thought, come on, he's put a lot of effort into it. Yeah, I was aware when I said it that there was a double entendre waiting in the wings. Bullet, I don't quite understand this one. My mum and dad were both in the war and were both alcoholics, but gave me as much as they could. My dad took credit first time, a DT50 in black, for me to go to work. I didn't know I was paying it. Oh, okay. Okay, so he got you a DT50 and then you had to start paying him back. Are you lurking, Lee? Bullet wants to know if you're lurking, Lee. Well, no. I admittedly I didn't say that, so I'm not getting at you, obviously. But as soon as I heard the tune, I thought this needs a video. I played it to my best mate Ray Vahi, who owns BitShoot, and he said, "Can I use that?" And I thought, well, before he uses it, oh, Bullet, my mother grew up in boozers. Her parents were alcoholics. Her and her 2 sisters are. You know, I know that one. Don't worry about that. The problem with it is they're emotionally unavailable. You know, my mum has done everything for me. She put up with me all through my heroin addiction. You know, old Bill coming round, busting the place, junkies turning up, God knows, all that nonsense. And she's always been there for me. Whenever I've ended up homeless, I'll knock on her door, come in, wash your clothes, here's some food, stay as long as you want. Bless her. But that emotional unavailability, but because her parents were alcoholics, she doesn't know about that sort of stuff. She doesn't know about showing interest in things I do. It's a peculiar situation. That's right, Jared. We talked about that yesterday. It's like television banning programs. What an incredible way to destroy your business overnight. Nice one, Steve. Drop some likes in, people, if you can. Space Upper Mark wants a 1 in the chat for mums. Yeah, I'll go along with that. I do love my mother. Bless her. I might call her later. Yeah, I miss mine too. I've got to get out there. I've got to. But you got straight. And that's the only thing you could have done. That's what they would have wanted. So, you know, don't let that regret weigh you down, because you did get straight, and that's what they'd have wanted. So, you know. Right, people, I'm going to wrap this up now. Let's find a nice piece of music from Mr. Mumford that I'm not going to get a community guideline strike. I've got to go to the supermarket. I've got to do a bit of tidying up. I've got to talk to my mother. I don't think you need to know all this. But I'll probably make a video later if I can find something worth making. Oh, these damn mice. Hello, John. Oh, come on. Why doesn't he divide his songs up like maybe he doesn't know how to? Right, that sounds promising. Okay, people. Cheers, John. Hang on, what's this? I find it strange no one was shocked with the drive-by shooting in Edinburgh. So that there's been a drive. I didn't know about it. What a, you know, good Lord. I think people in Great Britain are not shocked by things anymore because it's just been, since Blair, we're just watching the place burn. I think people would probably be shocked if shooting went down. I don't mean to sound aloof. I don't mean to be aloof about it, but it's just a fact. Right, let's have a little blast of this, and I will talk to you later. But if you can do us a favour and leave a like and a comment on the videos, not the streams, it's not worth it really. Well, it is, but I don't want to ask for too much. That is really handy. And also the community tabs, that new people coming here. Ta-da, folks.
Tell your daddy you're fighting good. Feel the glory he said you would. Tell your mama you're coming home. Over all of that death syndrome. But you'll realize you've been sold when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Feel the dawn of your final day. Feel the fear and go anyway. Get a ride in that big black plane. conscience along your brain. But you'll realize you've been sold when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Cause the wheels already been rolled when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Oh Lord. Do whatever they tell you to. Tell yourself it ain't really you.
Man, he can play the guitar.
But when the slaughtering has begun, you'll be murdering someone's son. And you'll realize you've been sold when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Cause the wheels already been rolled when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Oh Lord. Yes, you'll realize you've been sold when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Oh Lord. Cause the wheels already been rolled when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Oh Lord. Hey.
Ha 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 ha! Look after yourselves, people. Thanks for everyone who joined in. Thanks for all the donations. Look after yourselves and those you love. And go on, get down your own in. Get out of here.